Hey. Okay. So I've been having this feeling of the need to feel accepted. Well, let me just say I'm working through, still to this day, the need to feel accepted by certain people, like people that I hold to a higher standard, maybe. Um, so I realized this some years ago when I was going through something with a friend. And I wanted so bad for this friend to accept me at a level that I felt she was accepting her other friends. And she knows who she is and she's okay with all of this being said. So, and I would get mad, like real legit mad and angry and upset with her. And we would have like falling outs all because of my need to feel accepted. And I felt like she didn't accept me and treat me the way she treated other friends. So then I would like shy away from her and we would like have little bickers and arguments or whatever. And so I realized some years later that I have this need to feel accepted. So I felt rejected a lot of times in my life growing up. Like from being a little girl, I always felt rejected for my skin color, for being too dark, just different things. People would tell me, like, my sister is 3 years younger than me. Hey. And people would say to me that, like, she was the prettier sister and didn't believe we were sisters because I'm dark skinned and she's like a caramel complexion. And so it was hard for people to believe that we were sisters. And so I didn't feel accepted in that way. And I always fought for people to accept me. And I would oftentimes try to change who I was or how I acted or different things about myself to try to feel accepted by people. And once I realized that this was a problem for me, because it was like, okay, I noticed myself feeling like this in more than one situation. And the feeling of rejection was so gut wrenching for me that I would go into like depressions. And I would start to feel some type of way about myself. And I would start to feel like I wasn't enough. And how do I make people like me? Or how do I make people accept me? And how do I make people treat me like I'm special? Like, like I want to feel special. I want to be treated like I'm special. I want to be accepted. And it wasn't really like, I had to look up the difference between like validation and acceptance because I wanted to be sure that what I was feeling was correct, like the feelings that I'm describing it correctly, and it is acceptance. It's not validation. Like, I didn't need people to tell me my feelings were okay or how I was feeling was okay, but it was the people to actually accept me, like just really accept me, Shaquaya. And I started to realize that this was an issue for me, like I said, years ago. And I just been kind of like working through it. It's a work. It's a work in progress. Like, these are not feelings that you just get over, but I'm able to check myself now when I start to feel that way again, because it's something that I'm still working through. Like, it's not something that just totally went away. If I can be honest and transparent, sometimes I still struggle with that. I remember starting my new job as a teacher and wanted to feel accepted by not the students, but by the staff. Like, I just want them to accept me, and I want them to know that, like, I'm here for the kids just as much as them. And even though this is my first year, I just hope that they just welcome me with open arms and just accept me for who I am. And I was pregnant, 8 months pregnant when school started. And that's tiring. So I was like, I don't have time to try to worry about people accepting me. I'm just going to stay in my little corner back here in my room and just do the best that I can do and be the best version of me and be the best teacher that I can be with the resources, the materials, the skills, the knowledge that I have, and just kind of take it from there. And so I just kind of let those feelings go, and I was able to get over that without feeling stressed, depressed, and anxious. And that was like the first time in my life where I felt like, okay, wow, I really didn't allow that to get me down. I think I just had so much going on at that point in my life. Like I said, I was 8 months pregnant, and it was just like too much. Like, I got to worry about this pregnancy and still have a morning sickness and all of that. I didn't have time to worry about that. So, like I said, I'm still working through that, and I think that it's a part of just maturing and growing and being secure in who you are, which is something that I always struggled with, always kind of on that fence of having low self-esteem and not feeling good about myself and not feeling like I was enough. And that's where those feelings came from. So now it's to the point where, like, I sometimes have to give myself like positive affirmations, like, you're enough. Just be you. Just be Shaquaya, and that's it. And whoever doesn't like it, that's not their problem. And I seriously have to keep telling myself, if they don't like it, that's not your problem. Sorry, that's not your problem. That's their problem. I said that wrong the first time. So I had to keep telling myself that, like, whoever doesn't like it, this is me. This is who I am. I don't have to change or alter anything about myself for people to accept me or like me or love me. This is who I am, and if they don't accept me or if they don't like me, if they don't love me, that's not my problem. If they have opinions about the way that I am, that's not my problem. You can't pay bills with opinions. I know y'all saw that meme. I used to care about people's opinions until I tried to pay bills with them. Something I have to remind myself of all the time. Everybody's going to have an opinion one way or another. It doesn't really matter. It is what it is. So that is something that I have been struggling with for years. And I think that comes along with me having anxiety. And sometimes I still get like that anxious feeling. And I was just telling my best friend, hey girl, I was just telling her a couple weeks ago, like, I drive myself crazy sometimes. My own anxiety drives me crazy. And how I look for that approval, like that stamp of approval from people that I hold to a higher standard. And I was giving her examples of people that I do this with, like, in my mind, like, never out loud or verbalize it, but in my mind, I'm continually going through, like, what do they think about me? Do they think I'm this? Do they think I'm that? And one of the people, this is so weird, was my son's baseball coach. And not because, like, I wanted him to like me, but because I wanted him to think I was a good mom. Like, why does it matter what that man thinks about my motherhood and how I'm raising my child? I get my child to practice all the time. I buy him a Gatorade or a water whenever he needs it. I'm at every game cheering him on. Like, and I do this for my child, not for the coach. So why does it matter what the coach thinks of me? I had to really check myself. And then my best friend checked me too. Like, you gotta chill. Like, you're a good mom. What's wrong with you? And I didn't feel this way like during the school year when I was working, but the summer program that I worked at, I felt like that about my boss at the summer program. This is a 6-week program, and I was feeling like, oh my goodness, like, what does she think? Does she think I'm a good teacher? Or is she okay with my teaching style? Is she okay with my classroom management? I wasn't that stressed out when I was working my real teaching job during the school year, but this little 6-week summer program had me feeling like that because these feelings of acceptance, approval, not wanting to be rejected, and all of that started to resurface. Like, the devil knows how to get you, and he knows, like, there are certain things that my mind can play tricks on me with, and it'll bother me, and there are certain things that I just feel like, psh, whatever. But that is one of those things that I'm still just kind of struggling with. So I have to encourage myself, and I have to remind myself that I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and people are going to say whatever they want to say. People are going to judge you. People are going to talk, whether they feel like you're doing something good, they feel like you're doing something bad, whether you're doing right, whether you're doing wrong. Somebody's always going to have something to say. So I have to keep reminding myself that. So this is, again, me just thinking out loud as far as being accepted. Like, validation is for parking tickets. Ain't that what they say? Validation is for parking tickets, and acceptance is for, I don't know. I haven't really thought of an analogy for that one yet. But when I do, I'll let y'all know. But acceptance is not. Acceptance is for credit checks, loans. something like that. But what acceptance is not for is Shaquaya Nicole. That is not for me. I'm not taking that on anymore. I'm going to continue to win when it comes to this. I'm going to continue to overcome when it comes to this. I'm going to continue to encourage myself. I'm going to continue to positively affirm everything about me and all the great things that I feel that I have going for myself. I'm going to continue to love and accept myself. My children love and accept me. My family loves and accepts me. And I have to remind myself of that. Is everybody going to love and accept me? No, but that's okay, right? So I serve an amazing God who accepts me, loves me, paves the way for me. And as long as I'm staying within his will and I'm being a good mommy to these babies that I'm raising, that is what's most important. So that was it. This is Quay. I was thinking out loud yet again. Thanks for tuning in, y'all.